Hello world, another beautiful day. What? So anyway, Phil Spencer was talking about compensation through Game Pass. Listen to this. Listen to this article I found today. Phil Spencer comments on developers' compensation through Xbox Game Pass. Says this. Phil Spencer revealed how Xbox compensate developers that port their titles to Game Pass, claiming the deal vary based on studio, which means that experience matters. I mean, it's based on experience. So the better the better the studio or the developers get, the more they all get. So here's what this is talking about. Here's what this is saying. With the service featured as a staple of the Series X launch lineup, Xbox Game Pass is currently bigger than ever, boasting a wide variety of critical acclaim and commercially successful games. From The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt to Doom Eternal. Sorry about that. The library available on the service provides a little something for everyone, whether that's significant triple A whether that's significant AAA blockbuster or obscure indie gem. However, many have wondered exactly how the team over at Xbox established a deal with third-party developers, porting their biggest titles to Game Pass. Speaking on the subject in a detailed interview with The Verge, the heads of Xbox, Phil Spencer, spoke at length. Sorry about that. About how Microsoft compensate developers at aiding in building the Game Pass lineup, claiming the studio deals are all over the place. It says it is really based on the developer's needs. Spencer states when asked about how the terms are ironed out between Xbox and third-party developers, allegedly, developers frequently ask for a certain sum of money in exchange for shipping their top release on the Xbox Game Pass when it launches, which Spencer claims is a strong incentive because it creates a floor for them in terms of the success of their game. Xbox pay a set amount of money which often goes into the game production. In certain cases, Microsoft has even covered the entire budget. And seeing as the deal never limits the title exclusively to Xbox Game Pass, it means all the income from the likes of Steam, PlayStation, and Nintendo goes straight in the profit margin. As Spencer put it, they protect themselves from any downside risk. Alternatively, a lot of studios close to the conclusion of their development cycle. Just ask for a flat fee to see the game debut on the service as well. And then it says here, Spencer claims some deals are a little less straightforward. However, with agreements based around usage and monetization, as it stands, the company isn't alleged to set up on just one way to make Game Pass deals, claiming it's happy to experiment or custom fit the process to the developers. According to the heads of Xbox, the model was initially meant to center on usage, much like streaming sites such as Spotify. For those unaware of how it works, it would mean the developers get paid more depending on how many Game Pass owners have downloaded their titles. Yet it seems several studios didn't trust this process, asking for flat out fees rather than a usage-based model. Spencer hoped it might trend back that way eventually. Um, Al Albert may be albeit may be through a hybrid model rather than a flat out rev share focus. And that's in the, uh, the article. So Game Pass, you know, Game Pass, sometimes developers they can ask for a flat out fee, or they can go by the usage rates based on how many people is using the how many people are using the game. So either way it goes, Microsoft is a multi-billion-dollar company, and they have the money to to cover those cover those areas wherever the developer come up short at. So, but it's good that the developer asks for a fee, a flat out fee. It's kind of like saying, like when someone say how much do you, it's like when people say pay me up front. Pay me up front. So like pay me up front meaning that you know what you need and you know how much it's going to cost you, and how much how much the whole situation is going to cost. That how much the whole situation is going to cost for the work you're going to do. So that way you don't get shortchanged. You don't get shortchanged when it comes time, like when the project is finished. You did your best work and you got your money up front, versus sitting there waiting for someone to pay you. So the Xbox, Microsoft, I'm sure as problems, if a problem come up, they'll take care of it. But it's good that the developers they ask for a fee up front, and that's the good thing, or it's like like take sports for a minute, like before they sign their contract, that contract or whatever. It's best to get your money up front. It's best to get your money up front so you don't have to deal with the consequences later. So this Game Pass thing, it's a good thing for video games. I like it. It's a good thing. But things will come up, and I'm sure that they will work it out. But it's good that the developers, they ask for their, if they don't like something about this, how the deal is arranged, then they can ask for their money up front, which is good. So when they ask for their money up front, that way they don't get shortchanged in the process. But either way it goes, it's a win-win situation for all the parties that's involved with putting their games on Game Pass, because Game Pass is pretty good. So anyway, I'm going to leave a link in the description box for you people to read it. But nice talking to you beautiful people. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek thing. Or Dark Side. I'm gone. Peace.